So you rule Restov, and what about the Eldorei? Brevoy's politics seem complex and incomprehensible to many. Here in this part of Rosalind, the spirit of northern freedom still lives. We are royal to the throne, of course. May the gods prolong the life of His Highness. But here, far from the dominions of the great houses, we have our own way of life. It is especially important now, after certain events that I probably don't need to name. The Eldorei Sword Lords used to rule Rosalind. They're still the largest landowners and main military force in the region. But it's not for nothing that Rostov is called a free city. We're proud to choose the Lord Mayor from among the citizens, considered not by their lineage, but by their own merits. What kind of events were you talking about? Mayor Selemius gives you a patronizing smile. Why, an aspiring politician needs to be well informed. I'm talking, of course, about the disappearance of the ruling house of Rogarvia. Can you imagine it? Old man Coral conquered our land 2 centuries ago. It would be a shameless lie to say that nobody wished his royal house could just disappear into thin air. But once that exact thing happened, turned out nobody was ready for it. Poof! All over the country, every member of the royal house disappeared without a trace. Nobody knows what happened. It is a mystery, but a mystery pregnant with opportunity for everyone. And how are things in Rostov? I don't want to boast, but things have been going well in recent years. Trade prospers, the population grows, the citizens are happy, although recently, especially after the disappearance of House Rogarvia, more and more troublemakers have been appearing, and people are talking about the most shocking things. Those sorts of rumors aren't worthy of your attention. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye. Please wait a moment. Your young barony will need resources to establish itself, and from what I've been told, you're somewhat in need of financial assistance. I could organize the supply everything you need for the construction and spread out the cost on extremely favorable terms. I could immediately procure, let's say, 500 cartloads of building supplies. I'm sure that would give you a good start. In exchange, I would ask a small favor. Until you repay the debt in full, you simply assume the obligation of contracting building services through Restov's Builders Guild. Do we have a deal? You know what? Sure. I would be happy to accept your offer. And it's a deal! I'll get everything in order right away and schedule a delivery immediately. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye. The feeling is mutual, I assure you. I look forward to hearing more of your dazzling successes soon. Today's a historic day for you and for Rostov, and maybe for all of Brevoy. A handsome man with a weather-beaten face grasps your hand tightly in his rough, calloused palms. Unlike the rest of the guests in their festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. The only luxury you see on him is a holy symbol of Erastil, made of solid gold. The other guests look at him with respect, some bordering on awe. Congratulations on your victory, he says in a deep voice. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Esvanki Keeg, High Priest of Erastil in Rostov. Do many people in Rostov venerate Erastil? They revere many gods in Rostov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, and Pharasma, gatherer of souls. There are also some more rare cults. But there's no denying that the stag god has the largest congregation here, and no wonder people have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. You're dressed surprisingly simply for a festive occasion. The corners of the priest's mouth turn up in a faint smile. The nobles dress in silks and satins to stand out from the poor. A priest wears a simple robe to stand out from the nobles. Lore religion check passed. I saw how you fought beside Jamandi that night. Your god granted you impressive power. Yes, I used to serve Erastil on the battlefield. Those days are long past. Now I call on his power to heal those who've fallen from a roof more often than anyone wounded by a sword. Of course, someone has to roam the forests and slay monsters. But I'm more useful to my congregation here, attending to more mundane affairs like hospitals, shelters, and charity fairs. Diplomacy 18. Bringing law into the Stolen Lands is a difficult endeavor. I would be grateful for any help you could spare. Dang it. We failed. Our most pious aspirations are often hindered, but it is not the case that overcoming such obstacles allows us to become closer to our God. I give you my blessing, and I believe you'll be able to overcome those hardships and achieve your goals. What happens if you, like, pass that? That sucks. It was an honor to meet you. Goodbye. Harass till keep you. We're gonna save in case we run into more of those. Aha! To victory, to freedom. Bottoms up, bottoms up. Yes. Try the eclairs. They're delicious. Truth be told, I'm not really comfortable here. I lost my taste for high society. So it was you who dealt with the Stag Lord. Allow me to shake your hand. This man's gorgeous clothes hide rippling muscles beneath them. He looks past your ear, obviously bored. Baron Hannes Drelev, he says offhandedly, emphasizing the word Baron. And you must be the Stag Lord Butcher. I'm sorry, I quite forgot your name. But you took out the Stag Lord and his gang, and so Sword Lord Jamandi is granting you permission to take his place, right? Well, congratulations. My lands lie to the west of yours. I suppose we're neighbors now. Yes, I defeated the Stag Lord. Pray tell, what did you do to deserve your new dominion? We are sassy. Sassy pants. A smirk appears on the Baron's face. I don't need to deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my glorious ancestors have done so for me. If I had a slightly bigger army, Sword Lord Jamandi would have simply given all of the Stolen Lands to me. Alas, I don't have so many soldiers at my disposal, so she had to urgently make barons of the likes of you and Varn. So you have no army and no special merits. You were just given your land for being pretty. Under other circumstances, I'd have you whipped for such words. But let's not ruin Lady Aldori's celebration, If you want so badly to measure merits, we can do so another time. You're not a very polite nobleman. Ha! Politeness must be deserved. Farewell. Not even deigning to reply, Brandela turns around and looks away. Dang, dude. He's one of them Rudens. A feast in times of pestilence, a ludicrous attempt to sink into reverie, to digress from contemplating one's own insignificance.
I won't be halted.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
This is tough, man. I kind of want to take the kid because he's been training his whole life for this. Before we begin, I'd like to talk about the envoy I'll be taking with me.
My apprentice, Casil Aldori, will go with you, won't he?
But like, Chandra Murphy has done this for so long, she's maybe a better choice? I don't know what to choose, man. Um. Uh. Young Lander will come with me.
Oh, the heir of House Lebeda. Naive enough to think no one would recognize him here. I wouldn't trust him. Who knows what he has in mind?
I am ready for the ceremony.
Excellent. Stand here. Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon. Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword. And finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Huzzah! That's right. Baron Mass. Celebration is over now. It is time to return to the stolen lands, this time not as a simple something, but as a ruler.
Victory! The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
Greetings, my subjects. Welcome, your grace. Keston I want this guy part of my team, man. He's awesome. Keston salutes you, and I salute back. You can see he's a bit anxious, and it seems he'd rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Jamande transferred me here. I am at your disposal. I am not one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital's citizens. The Stag Lord's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you were visiting Restov, which has been done here, your benefactors, the Eldore, have invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and to show you around the most important sites. Where are my companions? They're all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went there exactly. Well, I assume Tristan is with Jod, and you can always find Lindsay. Just follow the noise and turmoil. Are there any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Jod is right here. Erastil's clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Brevoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also this curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit, a blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. He seems a peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd, so I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him now. That's about it, I guess. What's the mood of the people here? I must admit, I've never seen anything like that in my whole life. A city, a whole barony, born right in front of our eyes. The people sense the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a ruler, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I normally feel out of place among all the rejoicing, but today is just one of those days. The main question is, where can I get a drink or 3? It's time to toast to my victory. Keston hesitates a brief moment, then laughs. I'll make sure to show you. The moment we entered the city, the tavern was the first business that opened. Building a city is thirsty work, and I beg your forgiveness for my behavior during your reception. I drink a little too much. It is a day for celebration after all. I'm ready to look around the city. Lead the way! Follow me, your grace! Greetings, your grace. We are, well, your new subjects. We are selecting a site to build our house. It's wet near the lake and windy up here on the hill. A fine place to throw garbage at our neighbors' heads, though. Ouch. It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits, your grace. You recognize this place, your grace? This is where the Stagler's fortress wall used to be. Not that it saved him in the end, huh? Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. The heart of every town is its main square. We plan to hold street festivities and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. Greetings, your grace. If you turn to the right of the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. Yeah, so the tavern is that way. The tavern's ale is blessed by Caden Killian himself, I swear, and the lady who owns it is a gem. I've heard our baron is tall as a troll, has hair of pure gold, and can breathe fire. Well, you're wrong, because I'm black. Oh, that's all nonsense. Well, except for the part about the breathing fire. All barons can breathe fire, trust me. Welcome, your grace. Glad to serve you. And I'm also bald. Your grace, those are our guards. They keep order in the city or keep their mouths busy. I didn't get to finish that. Here's the observation platform. I hope one day our capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see to its full extent from this perch. The building in front of us is your residence. That's where we'll head to now. Welcome to your barony. You are about to make the unyielding stolen lands a prosperous kingdom. There's a long and arduous road ahead of you. You and your advisors are going to deal with matters of national importance, found and build up settlements, seize and develop new regions, solve pressing problems, and take advantage of good opportunities. A prosperous governor will be handsomely rewarded with support and donations from their subjects, promising alliances with other states, wealth of their treasury, and many other things. Good luck on your ruling, Baron. Wait, no. So now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map depicting your barony and its surroundings. We will mark all the important scout reports and other news worthy of your grace's attention. Having finished his speech, Keston tucks his thumbs under his belt and stands quietly. Hello, my dear friend. Lander Lebeda. That's his name. Alsobeta is based in the southwest of Lake Raykal and Brevoy, controlling the plains and significant portions of the lake's shipping. They're considered to be the Brevik noble family that epitomizes Rossland, having significant Taladan blood and appreciation of fine things, and a love of sword fighting. The family motto is success through grace. You know what? I think I need to read more. My English is like terrible. This word right here caught me off guard. I almost said epidemic. Oh man. Lander Libeta, the young noble from Brevoy who you've chosen, is an emissary, greets you with a distracted nod. I'm glad to see you in good health. I don't see how you remain so steady in these circumstances. He makes a wide gesture with his hand, obviously meaning something larger than your throne room. But in truth, I shouldn't worry. A little effort, and this barony will become a rich and prosperous land, right? Barony effects, community +6, loyalty +6, military +3, economy +3, divine +3, arcane +3, stability +3. New event, trade agreement with Sartova. Agreement with... I wonder if I were to take... If I were to take the older lady, I forget her name right now, who has a connection with the wife Sartova, if that would do anything with the trade agreement with the guy, the husband Sartova. The trade agreement. Agreement with Iosif Selemius. As Vanki's offer, pillage the Temple of the Elk, rebuild the Temple of the Elk. Difficulty level of your barony. You may change the difficulty level of your barony at any time or set it to automatic. If set to automatic, you won't have to deal with most government decisions. They will be taken care of automatically, and your barony will never fail. However, this will also prevent you from unlocking any governance-related achievements. We won't be doing that. Won't be doing that. Since ruling seems to be a new thing for you, I'll put the matter simply. There are two kinds of issues the Baron must address, boring ones and amusing ones. You have servants and advisors to handle all the boring problems, and you can give them orders from wherever it pleases you. But sometimes an urgent matter will arise. A dragon attack, or a visit from some noble dignitary. Like myself, events like these demand the Baron's personal presence in the capital. We will mark these events on the map too. According to ancient tradition of Brevoy and most of the river kingdoms, rulers in these parts find it convenient to receive visitors and chop off heads at the beginning of each month. We won't be doing that. I know well that the traditions can be tedious, but nevertheless I advise you to visit the capital on important days. But here's the main thing, you should start choosing people to fill key positions right away. Your clerics, Jod and Tristian, were the first to beg for an audience. I'll leave you to your thoughts for now. I'm sure you'll make wise decisions. Of that, I have no doubt. Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baron. I'm confident that you will be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Jod stumbles slightly, though to be honest, that isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Tristian and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't all make sense to us just yet. But one thing is clear, there's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. Ugh, I'm disgusted with whoever could do this. And now there is a new woe. Tristian and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There is a place near the capital rumored by the locals to be cursed. Tristian and I visited this dreadful place, and we felt the same putrescence at the Temple of the Elk. What is this place? Where is it? There's a bald hilltop not far from here to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held here back in ancient times. There is no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. Okay. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristian and I felt something approaching, something ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more, I swear by Orastil. I will go there as soon as I am able. I would be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new here at present. I agree with Tristan. I have been to this hilltop. It's barren, but filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. Well, what do you suggest? The curse will grow in strength, and we predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit the Bald Hilltop and resolve the issue. For now, we can only wait and prepare. We beg your pardon, your grace, for intervening. With you getting the grasp of your barony, I'm sure you have even more pressing matters at hand right now. 1 day passed. An ancient curse. How to build a kingdom. Oh, wow, things are happening. Appoint an advisor to a public post. Okay, the barony has 10 basic stats, each supervised by an advisor. They are as follows: population, regent, loyalty, counselor, military general, economy, treasurer, divine high priest, relations, grand diplomat, stability warden, magic, magister, culture curator, and espionage minister. Stat development. Stats increase if your governance is successful and decrease if events don't end well or other negative factors are placed in your way. Don't let your barony stats drop to zero or lower. This will cause your subjects to riot and your state will begin to crumble. Each stat has certain milestones or ranks within them. Every 20 points in a stat will increase your rank. Rank 1 unlocks a corresponding advisor position or for that stat. Further development of the stat upgrades to its ranks will be possible only if you have an advisor in the relevant position. Okay, advisors. Governing your barony will require 1 advisor for each stat. You may appoint your companions as well as some of the Stolen Land citizens to these advisors' positions. Each of the 10 positions has at least 3 characters who are qualified to hold it. Not all of these characters will be willing to serve you right away. Some of them will need to be convinced. Appointing others will require completing an assignment for them or rendering them some other service. Every advisor acts on their own ideology. They have their own opinions on everything that happens in your domain. Therefore, you may want to select characters whose governance philosophy is consistent with your own. Open the advisor tab on the right side of the screen, click an empty slot, and select a character to appoint them as an advisor. Every barony stat gains a bonus from specific ability of the appointed advisor. The exact size of the bonus is indicated in the upper right corner of the advisor's card. Only advisors may address problems, opportunities, sudden events that occur in your domain and require immediate attention. Don't leave these positions vacant. Okay. Click the capital icon to open the settlement map. Okay, we are naming our barony. Let's see, let me open this up. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let's see. I forgot I created like banners for all of these houses that I wrote about in my... Oh man. Sorry. Okay, so Brevoy. Brevoy would be the name of like the continent, I guess. So Adania. That's what we're naming this. Adania. Is this the main? I think this is the main. Okay, so we're gonna rename this to that wasn't this. So if this is the settlement that is the capital, we will name it Thane. Whoops. Thane. There we go. We named it Thane. Narwhals. Thank you for the raid. The raid party of one. I appreciate that. Fist bump. Appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. How you guys doing? Came lands. I bet you I know what happens over there. Where's the button that is there not a button that allows to show all of the maps? You just started playing Pathfinder Kingmaker yourself, my friend. You are in for a treat. The game is amazing. It's run just like Pathfinder's tabletop. A lot like D&D. It's fantastic. Rebuild the temple of the Elk. Trade agreement with Sartovia. I have absolutely no BP. I guess that's barony points. No candidates, no candidates. No candidates. Regions. Claim outskirts. Declare the outskirts of part of your kingdom. Choose an advisor to handle this event. Advisor will act accordingly to their position in government, beliefs, and alignment. Choose wisely. Right. RL campaign went on hiatus for now, so I've needed my fix. I've liked it so far. Yep. I would say this is probably the closest you would find in a video game to D&D. Or Pathfinder if you're playing Pathfinder. This game is like literally using exactly all the rules, like almost for the most part, to the pen and paper game. . The regent ensures subjects' complaints and concerns are heard by their ruler and serves as a link between the baron and the people. We're gonna put Valerie in this position, I think. Counselor. Some people would say that the most important position is that of the treasurer. The applicant for this position must be smart, well-educated, keen, honest beyond a doubt. Do such mortals even exist? Get ready for anything. The priests are certain that the ancient curse is gaining power, which it will soon bring down upon us. Alas, there's nothing we can do right now but to prepare ourselves and the barony. The curse will strike around the time it reaches the power limit. We need to get ready to repel any sort of attack. Begin construction of a new building in the capital. While the baron was busy with the council, sad news arrived from the capital. The last good barn fell apart. A replacement need to be constructed quickly before the neighbors give the settlement to humiliating name of the great ruin. Okay. I think we'll make her regent for now. General. Oh, we can't make her general. Alright then. We'll continue to keep Valerie there then. We're gonna go with Amiri because I don't really trust Ragongar. Plus, I feel like her training would make our military strong. Very strong. No matter what deity he serves, the high priest strives to satisfy the spiritual needs of all citizens in the barony. We'll go God Captain. Tristan will be counselor. So we're literally just missing a treasurer. Rebuild the Temple of the Elk. Choose an advisor for this position. Pillage. So Miri is, and Jod is for that. Banki's offer. In spreading the stag god's faith across the region. Sure. Plunder the Temple of the Elk and rob it of all remaining treasure. Plus 150 BP prevents future restoration of the temple. Restore the Temple of the Elk to its former glory, making it the center of Aristo's worship and all the surrounding areas. Unlocks a special region upgrade. Prevents pillaging. Cost 100. Just curious, if I cancel, do I get it back? I do get it back. And it doesn't cost anything. Okay. We're gonna rebuild. Do this, I guess, another time. Let's see. Guess that's it. Oh, here we go. Thane. A region of the Stole lands, bordering with Brevoy. It has less monsters than the woods or marshes, but is plagued by numerous bandits. For a long time, Oleg Levitin's trading post has served as the only bastion of civilization in this inhospitable realm. Part of my kingdom. Gonna cost 150. Loyalty +5. Community +4. Let's go with Valerie. Get the community up a little bit. Oh! It like auto starts. Okay, claiming new regions. You may claim new regions to expand your territory. Open the region's tab. Oh, what the? What just? One of your barony stats has reached 20 points. It's time for you to increase its rank. First, meet with your advisor and discuss the future of the state. To do so, return to your capital and click the button on the appropriate event card in the throne room. Whatever choices you make, remember your advisors may disapprove. If the current advisor decides that you argue too much, they will quit forever. After you talk to an advisor and make a decision, a new kingdom project will become available that will increase this stat rank. You can find it at the bottom center of the screen on the projects tab. It will take you and your advisor 14 days to complete the project. Time will be automatically sped up until the project is completed. I forgot about that. Bronos Jojo, thank you for following, man. Fist bump, baby. Thank you. Mucho apreciado. What is all of this? Founding a new settlement. We can found a settlement. Right. You need to talk to one of your advisors to address support matters in your barony. To do that, you have to close the barony management screen and get back to the throne room. Yes, but I want to... Okay, so... Narwhals, thank you for the follow, man. Fist bump. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Let's see. Amber, Harbor. Levigrad. Right? Levigrad? No, let's call it... This is more of an Amberth. More of an Amberth. Build. Excuse me. Okay. Now what is this? Should be attended before 1 Arodus. That's 8. So by the 1st of next month, basically. Unknown troublemakers are spurring the people to rebel against their ruler. Grumblings of popular discontent can be heard in the capital. Advisors should either answer to the rabble-rousers or nip the rebellion in the bud. "12 days to solve, huh?" What's the next one? Tamiri or Valerie? Aram has a request. Wants to discuss something. Counselor awaits in the throne room. Okay. "61%, 50%. +3 to military on success or triumph. Oh, I see. The check is 15, and what I roll for her specifically is a d20 and she gets a +4. But Amiri rolls a d20 and gets a +6. Okay. And if I add that, it turns to an 85% chance. I'm not going to use crisis points, because I don't really know if those are going to be handy later. Let's start the event, though. Let's quick save. I should have quick saved before troublemakers, but that's okay. Tristian lowers his head. "Greetings, Baron. I am sorry to take you away from your other affairs, but your people need you." When the Stolen Lands were freed from the Stag Lord, the people sighed in relief. But many are still confused by their swift change of fortune. Truth be told, they simply don't know what to think of their new Baron, nor what to expect of you. Will you be a fair ruler for all, or only for those of wealth and status? Let us reassure your people. Show them where your favor truly rests. Perhaps a small celebration would help win them over. Of course, you could spend the same amount of on a luxurious dinner for the wealthiest of your barony. But I recommend organizing a fair for the common people, the ones upon whose shoulders your power truly resides. Community +2 culture. Community and culture +2. Economy and relations +2. At this point, I kinda wish I knew what they were, what my current stats were at. Okay, we're gonna do We Shall Hold a Fair for the common people. I want them to know that I hold them closest to my heart. Community +2, culture +2. We will hold a common celebration where everyone will be welcome, including the poor and downtrodden. This is the greatest gift a ruler can give to his people. As you, Tristan. Harem looks embarrassed. He runs his fingers through his beard and clears his throat a few times, then speaks at last. I heard, not that it's important, but, well... He clears his throat again. I heard that an ancient trade road, built by the dwarves of the Five Kings Mountains, runs through these lands. I don't know what happened to them or where they went. Unforgiving time spares no one, but the road itself is still here and possibly not on only the road. Five Kings Mountains are tall and imposing peaks, rich with ore and iron bloom mushrooms. Heavily populated by dwarves, they're the largest center of dwarven culture on or beneath Golarion. Highhelm, the largest dwarven city on Golarion, is located under one of its peaks. Well, Mass, I have a request. If you find any dwarven ruins in the area, I'd like to see them with my own eyes. Of course, Harem, if I find any dwarven ruins, I'll take you to them. It's going to be part of my city anyway, so... Or my group, my party anyway. Thank you, Mas. I will, thank you. Aram left his homeland long ago, breaking all ties with his people. But it seems it's not easy to leave the past in the past. He knows that the stolen lands were once inhabited by dwarves, and would like to see with his own eyes the ruins they left. Perhaps those wounds on his heart should be reopened, but the outcast dwarf would like to see the runes still. Your Grace, I was at Oleg's trading post recently, and I noticed old Bakken just standing there, bored to death with nothing to do. This is most unfortunate, after all. The old grumbler is a very knowledgeable alchemist. However, he has no use for his skills, since the locals need nothing more than the simplest of healing potions. And then it struck me. Why don't you hire him as your court alchemist? His decoctions and tinctures would certainly prove most useful to you. Also, it might be cheaper than simply buying from him or some other merchants. To access the barony management screen, click on the table standing before the throne. Jod Kavkin came up with a brilliant idea. Why not hire Bakken as the court alchemist? His potions would prove most useful. Gods know any adventurer worth their salt empties are more glassware a day than a bragging drunkard. You can usually find him at Oleg's trading post. Ate. And we all leveled up on top of that. On top of all of that. Start the rank up project. The advisor and the baron will spend 14 days on a special project to increase the rank of a respective stat. You can find one such project under the projects tab, assign an advisor, and start the project to increase the rank of a stat. Okay, so what I noticed is doing this took away the other, like the pillage and the rebuild, which sucks because I kind of wanted to do that. The ancient curse you were warned about now plagues your lands. It will decrease your barony's stats every 2 days for 14 days unless you overcome it. To protect your barony, you should hurry to the bald hilltop to confront the threat. While also sending one of your advisors to assess the consequences of the curse, both actions are vital to the well-being of your barony. Okay. New merchants have arrived. Success. Military +3. Yeah, and all of these other ones are also gone. A giant weed is taking over more and more farmland, so we must persuade the peasants to start fighting the pest. Kiston arrived at the castle with reports of strange trolls swarming the gnarl marches. The rumors surrounding the bald hilltop proved true. The barony has been flooded with monstrous spiders, attacking the locals and slaughtering the cattle. Reports indicate that the huge arachnids spread a ghastly disease that weakens a victim with fever and coats their body with blisters. This invasion has to be stopped before panic and infection ravage the stolen land. Okay. We can send Valerie or Tristian, so I think... Yeah, so we'll send Tristan to here. We'll send Valerie to this one. 50% chance. We'll use a crisis point here just to increase that a little bit. Why does it have 1 here and then 20 here? I feel like we've skipped like 14 days or however long, like way too soon. Like stuff's been happening way too soon. Your Grace, Keston has a troubled look on his face. I fear there's another matter that requires your attention. There have been reports, many of them from settlements across the gnarl marches. There are trolls in the forest, seemingly hordes of them. Rumors claim they're more than the typical savage beasts. They almost seem to show reason and tactics. They form groups, attack all at once, plunder the villages, and carry away the peasants. Even stranger, kobolds have been spotted among their ranks. When usually they would be attacked on sight, Keston falls silent for a moment. I'm not certain any of this is reliable. Fear builds mountains of molehills. Some of the rumors even say that these trolls carried torches and burned down houses, seemingly unafraid of open flames. It's entirely possible the rest of the reports could be exaggerated as well. The common folk will hardly heed any simple exhortation. Someone will need to go to the gnarl marches to investigate the matter. I was considering the matter when it hit me. What if you were to take on this investigation?